Welcome back. I'm Pratap here. Today is the 15th April 2025. In this video, I'm going to generate different supply demand zone reports useful to the premium subscribers. Even before that, please note we are providing complete free training on supply demand zone price action. And it is a highly expensive training course, but we are providing complete free training. And all the training lessons are already available at our NeoStock YouTube channel. So to access all the training lessons at our channel homepage, click on the tab Posts. Some of you might be seeing the tab Community in place of Posts. Then click on that Community tab. You get access to this post. This post is having a YouTube playlist link that will take you to all the training lessons. You just click on the link. Now we are into supply demand zone price action course. All the training lessons are available. You just scroll down to the bottom of the page. Here, starting from lesson 1.1, all the training lessons are placed in an order. But to learn this course according to my training instructions, and all the training instructions are available at our Telegram channel. I provided the link to our Telegram channel in this video description. So join at our Telegram channel, and at the top of the Telegram channel window, you can find pinned messages, and go to the pinned messages, and one of the messages are having all the training instructions. If you learn the course according to those training instructions, then you will become a very good independent trader in the coming months time period. Please make use of this opportunity. Okay, now I'm going to generate different supply demand zone reports with the help of NeoStock Software Supply Demand Zone Top-Down Analysis Strategy Builder. Okay, I'm going to use this feature. Okay, first I'm going to generate finding the stocks near demand and supply zones for all the available time frames, and also we will generate price closed inside the demand and supply zones for daily and above time period. During this process, we will also identify daily and 75 minutes high liquidity zones for making use of HLQ zone strategy that you learned in lesson 21.3 video. Okay, now starting with yearly time frame, price closed inside the yearly demand zone, we got 4 stocks. I'm giving you only few seconds time to watch the report. So I request you pause the video, study the report, and then proceed to the next reports. Those who don't understand the structure of this report, I request you complete the training lesson 21.1, that is part 1 of lesson 21. In that video, I have explained each and every column, their values, abbreviations in detail. Okay, next report. Yearly time frame, price closed inside the yearly supply zone, no stocks are available. Next time frame is a half yearly, stocks near to the half yearly demand zone, no stocks are available. Near to the half yearly supply zone also, no stocks are available. Price closed inside the half yearly demand zone, we got 4 stocks. Next, price closed inside the half yearly supply zone, we got 4 stocks. Next, quarterly time frame, stocks near quarterly demand zone, no stocks are available. Stocks near to the quarterly supply zone, we got 7 stocks. Next, price closed inside the quarterly demand zone, first 22 stocks in the list. Scrolling the list down, total 24 stocks are filtered. We can further filter this list based on EMA Confluence, that is quarterly demand zone having quarterly EMA Confluence. So in the EMA Confluence parameter at quarterly time frame, I am selecting quarterly demand zone is having quarterly EMA Confluence or not. At the same time, when you check EMA Confluence, the trend should not be sideways. Otherwise, EMA Confluence won't give you any advantage. That's why in the trend, I am selecting either up or down, but not sideways. Now the list is come down to 11 stocks. Probably these zones might be having more high probability compared to the other remaining stocks. Okay, next, quarterly time frame. Price closed inside the quarterly supply zone. We got 8 stocks. Let's filter based on the EMA Confluence. Quarterly supply zone having quarterly EMA Confluence, we are checking. Trend at the quarterly should not be sideways, it can be up or down. So we got 3 stocks. So this is about quarterly time frame. Next time frame is a monthly. Stocks near to the monthly demand zone, we got 4 stocks. Next, stocks near to the monthly supply zone, we got 14 stocks. Next, price closed inside the monthly demand zone, first 17 stocks in the list. Scrolling the list down. Total 33 stocks are filtered. We can further filter this list based on the monthly demand zone having monthly EMA Confluence. I am going back in the EMA Confluence at monthly. I am setting monthly demand zone with monthly EMA Confluence. Trend on the monthly should not be sideways. It can be up or down. With these filters, we got 10 stocks. For pierced zones, you have to use the pierced zone strategies. That way you can use those zones. Okay, next. Monthly time frame. Price closed inside the monthly supply zone. First 15 stocks in the list. Scrolling the list down. Total 24 stocks are filtered. We can further filter based on the EMA Confluence. So with these filters, now the list is come down to 15 stocks. So this is about monthly time frame. Next we will look into weekly time frame. Stocks near to the weekly demand zone, we got 5 stocks. Next, stocks near to the weekly supply zone. First 15 stocks in the list. Scrolling the list down. Total 26 stocks are filtered. Okay, next, price closed inside the weekly demand zone. We got 13 stocks. Okay, let us filter based on the EMA Confluence. Weekly demand zone having weekly EMA Confluence. And trend on the weekly should not be sideways, it can be up or down. We got 5 stocks. Okay, next weekly time frame. Price closed inside the weekly supply zone. First 16 stocks in the list. Scrolling the list down. So total 60 stocks are filtered. We can further filter this list based on weekly supply zone having weekly EMA confluence. So in the EMA at weekly, selecting weekly supply zone having weekly EMA confluence, and also trend on the weekly should not be sideways, it can be up or down. Now the list is reduced. First 16 stocks in the list. Scrolling the list down. So 22 stocks are filtered. So this is about a weekly time frame. So next time frame is a daily. Entry time frame daily. Let us find the stocks near to the daily demand zone. We got 2 stocks. And we don't have any high liquidity zones from this list. Okay, next daily time frame. Let us find the stocks near to the daily supply zone. We got 26 stocks. First 15 stocks in the list. I am scrolling the list down. Total 26 stocks are filtered. Let us identify high liquidity daily supply zones from this list. Bajaj Finserv is having a daily high liquidity supply zone. Bandhan Bank is having a daily high liquidity supply zone. CG Power is having a daily high liquidity supply zone. Cholamandalam Finance is having a daily high liquidity supply zone. This is also having a demand zone also. And Cipla is having a daily high liquidity supply zone. IRCT is having a daily high liquidity supply zone. L&T Finance is having a daily high liquidity supply zone. Lupin is having a daily high liquidity supply zone. Next, Power Finance is having a daily, but Lupin you can't use. It is a pierced zone. You can't use this. So please ignore Lupin. PFC is having a daily high liquidity supply zone. Poly Bazaar is having a daily high liquidity supply zone. Tata Power is having a daily high liquidity supply zone. So total 11 stocks we identified, high liquidity from daily time frame. Let me check again because pierced count I have to carefully check. I have already made a mistake, so for rechecking I am doing it again. First one is Bajaj Finance, second one Bandhan Bank, third one CG Power, fourth one Cholamandalam Finance, fifth one Cipla, sixth one IRCTC, seventh L&T Finance, Lupin is pierced, you can't use it. Eighth one PFC, Ninth one, Policy Bazaar. 10th, Tata Power. So we have 10 high liquidity daily supply zones. Okay. So this is about daily high liquidity zones. Next, price closed inside the daily demand zone. We have two stocks. Let us check if any of these two are having daily EMA confluence. Daily demand zone with daily EMA, and trend on the daily should not be sideways, it can be up or down. So one stock is filtered. Okay, next, daily time frame, price closed inside the daily supply zone. We got a big list, first 15 stocks in the list. Scrolling the list down, so total 89 stocks are filtered. We can further filter based on EMA confluence, daily demand zone having daily EMA confluence. Sorry, not demand zone, supply zone. Daily supply zone having daily EMA confluence. Because price closed inside the supply zone, you have to use only supply zone with EMA confluence. And also trend on the daily should not be sideways, can be up or down. Let's filter. We got a big list. First 15 stocks in the list. So total 19 stocks are filtered. Okay, this is about daily time frame. Next time frame is 125 minutes. Stocks near 125 minutes demand zone. We got 5 stocks. Next, stocks near 125 minutes supply zone. First 15 stocks in the list. Scrolling the list down, we got 18 stocks. Okay, next time frame is 75 minutes. Entry time frame 75 minutes. Let us find the stocks near to the 75 minutes demand zone. We got 7 stocks. Let us check for look for the high liquidity demand zones. No, there are no 75 minutes high liquidity demand zones from this list. Okay, next. For 75 minutes time frame, let us find the stocks near to the 75 minute supply zone. We got 13 stocks. Let us identify high liquidity supply zones from this list. Alchem is having a 75 minutes high liquidity supply zone. CG Power is having a high liquidity supply zone. Dixon is a pierced zone, you can't use it. Because 6 times it is pierced. If anybody wants to look for HLQ zone, not HLQ zone, pierced zone strategy, you can look into this. NTPC is having a high liquidity supply zone. Patanjali is having a high liquidity supply zone. It is also having a high liquidity demand zone also. Either side you may get trade opportunities. SJVN is having a high liquidity zone. That is also having high liquidity demand zone. Either side you may get trade opportunity. So total we identified 5 high liquidity 75-minute supply zones from this list. Okay, with this we have completed identification of the high liquidity zones. Next time frame is 25 minutes. Stocks near to the 25 minutes demand zone. We got 3 stocks. Next, stocks near to the 25-minute supply zone, we got 10 stocks. Next time frame is 15 minutes. Stocks near to the 15 minutes demand zone, we got 3 stocks. Let us look into the zone confluence and filter. That is 15 minutes and 75 minutes demand zone confluence, supported stocks. None of them are having out of 3. Okay, next 15 minutes time frame, stocks near 15 minutes supply zone, we got 5 stocks. Let us look into supply zone confluence and filter the stocks. It is 15 minutes supply zone with 75 minutes supply zone confluence. We got 3 stocks. Ignore the second, it is a pierced zone. Or you can look who is the reason for this piercing. Okay. Next time frame is 5 minutes. Stocks near 5 minutes demand zone. We got 3 stocks. Let's filter based on the zone confluence, demand zone confluence. That is 5 minutes and 15 minutes demand zone confluence. 1 stock is filtered. Okay, next for 5 minutes time frame, stocks near to the 5 minute supply zone, we got 4 stocks. Let us look into the supply zone confluence. 5 minute supply zone with 15 minute supply zone confluence. All 4 are filtered, but first one is a pierced zone, we can ignore it. So this is about stocks near demand and supply zones for different time frames. So what's next? Next we will generate NIFTY and BANKNIFTY supply demand zone chain reports, starting with NIFTY and also starting from monthly time frame, generating supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. NIFTY monthly supply demand zone chain. Always look into the zone column to find the high liquidity zones. Look into the pierced column to find the pierced zones. Always look into the LTF trend to find the trend of the current time frame you have selected. And one time frame higher is ITF and one more time frame higher is HTF. You know the rules. And apply the same rules for the remaining supply demand zone chain reports. And also don't forget to pause the video when you are moving from one time frame to another time frame, because I am giving you only few seconds time to watch the reports. Okay, next, generating weekly supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. Next, generating daily supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. Next, generating 125 minutes supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. Next, generating 75 minutes supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. Next, generating 25 minutes supply demand zone chain for Nifty. Next, generating 15 minutes supply demand zone chain for Nifty. Serial number 30 is the nearest demand zone to the current closing price. Sorry, serial number 31. So let me put it in the center. Okay, next, 5 minutes supply demand zone chain for Nifty. All are supply zones. Scrolling the list down. And 45 is having the nearest demand zone to the current closing price. Okay, this is about Nifty 5-minute supply demand zone chain. With this, we have completed Nifty supply demand zone chain generation for different time frames. Next, we will look into Bank Nifty supply demand zone chain. That is nothing but Nifty Bank. Starting with monthly time frame, generating monthly supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Next, generating weekly supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Next, generating daily supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Next, generating 125 minutes supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Next, generating 75 minutes supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Next, generating 25 minutes supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Next, generating 15 minutes supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Next, generating 5 minutes supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. So this is about Bank Nifty supply demand zone chain. So with this, we have completed both Nifty and Bank Nifty supply demand zone chain reports. Next, we will generate bullish and bearish trade setups for monthly, weekly, daily and hourly income trades. Starting with monthly income trade bullish trade setup. Entry time frame is daily. Entry zone demand zone, bullish or bearish at daily. I am selecting bullish. Zone achievement violated opposing zone and minimum odd enhancer score 12. With these filters, we got 13 stocks. Bullish trade setup for monthly income trade and entry time frame zones are daily demand zones. Out of these 13 daily demand zones, there are high probability trade setup zones might be available. We need to filter them based on the zone confluence. First filter is ITF and LTF demand zone confluence. That is a daily and weekly demand zone confluence. So I'm going back, and then in the demand zone confluence, I'm filtering based on daily demand zone with weekly demand zone confluence. With this filter, now we got 8 stocks. So in these 8, all the daily demand zones, these demand zones overlapped with weekly demand zones. All these daily demand zones overlapped with weekly demand zones. And a weekly demands and a weekly trend is uptrend in all the stocks, ITF trend. So let's further filter based on weekly demand zone having weekly EMA confluence. So with this filter, now the list is come down to 5 stocks. So these 5 stocks might be having more high probability to get success. Okay. And the next filter is LTF, ITF, HTF demand zone confluence. Removing EMA filter. In the demand zone confluence, we should set 3 filters. First filter is already enabled, daily with weekly. Next, daily with monthly demand zone confluence, and weekly demand zone with monthly demand zone confluence. With all the 3 filters, we got 3 stocks. These are daily zone overlapped with weekly zone, both together overlapped with monthly demand zone in all the 3 stocks. But monthly trend is up only first 2 stocks. If these 2 stocks, any monthly demand zone having monthly EMA confluence, then there are even more high probability to get success. Let's filter. Monthly demand zone with monthly EMA, and trend on the monthly should not be sideways. It should be uptrend because bullish trade setup. So both the stocks having uptrend are filtered. So these 2 are having even more high probability to get success. Maybe that is the reason why this zone is already tested once and already reached the target. Okay, this is bullish trade setup for monthly income trade. Next, we will look into bearish trade setup for monthly income trade. Entry time frame daily, entry zone, supply zone, bullish or bearish. I am selecting bearish at daily. Zone achievement VOZ, minimum order enhancer score 12. With these filters, we got 6 stocks. Bearish trade setup for monthly income trade. Entry time frame daily, supply zones. All these are all daily supply zones. Okay, out of these 6 daily supply zones, how many of these daily supply zones are having more high probability to get success? First, based on the LTF and ITF supply zone confluence, that is daily and weekly supply zone confluence. So enable the filter. We got 6 stocks. So daily supply zones are part of weekly supply zone. And weekly trend is a downtrend. So if weekly supply zone having weekly EMA confluence, then the overlapped daily supply zones are having more high probability to get success. Let us verify. Weekly supply zone having weekly EMA confluence. We got 5 stocks. So these 5 supply zones are having more probability to get success. But first one, you have to use only Pierce zone strategies. You can't directly use a bearish trade setup because it is a Pierce zone. I'm generating Pierce zones, only those who wants to use Pierce zone strategies, for them I am filtering them. But 75 minutes time frame, we will filter Pierce zones. Okay. Next, let us look into LTF, ITF, HTF supply zone confluence supported stocks. removed EMA filter. In the supply zone Confluence, 3 filters we have to set. First, daily and weekly supply zone filter enabled. Next, daily with monthly supply zone Confluence, weekly supply zone with monthly supply zone Confluence. With all the 3 filters, we got 4 stocks. In all the 4 stocks, these daily supply zones are overlapped with weekly supply zones. Both together again overlapped with monthly supply zone. But monthly trend is sideways in all the stocks, HTF trend. So EMA Confluence we can't filter because they won't get any advantage. Okay, this is bearish trade setup for monthly income trade. Next we will look into weekly income trade supported stocks. So bullish trade setup for weekly income trade, entry time frame 75 minutes, entry zone, demand zone. In bullish or bearish at 75 minutes I am selecting bullish. Zone achievement VOZ, minimum order enhancer score 12, and 75 minutes demand zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count at 75 minutes time frame, minimum value 0, maximum value 0. That means pierced count should be 0. Pierced count 0 means the 75 minutes demand zone, because here we selected 75 minutes demand zone. That is not pierced. We got 11 stocks. Look into all the demand zones, none of them will be pierced because we filtered. So entry time frames are 75 minutes demand zones for this bearish trade setup, for this bullish trade setup for weekly income trade. So total 11 stocks are filtered. Out of these 11, how many are having even more high probability to get success? So first filter based on LTF, ITF, demand zone Confluence. That is 75 minutes and daily demand zone Confluence. So I am enabling that filter. We got 6 stocks. So these 6 75 minutes demand zones are overlapped with daily demand zone, and daily trend is up in all the stocks, ITF trend. So let us further filter daily demand zone having daily EMA Confluence. So daily demand zone having daily EMA Confluence. With this filter we got 5 stocks, because daily demand zone having daily EMA and our 75 minutes demand zone is overlapped with the daily demand zone. So all these 5 75 minutes demand zones are having more high probability to get success. Okay, next we will filter based on LTF, ITF and even HTF demand zone Confluence. I am removing EMA filter. In the demand zone Confluence we have to set 3 filters. First filter is already enabled, 75 with daily. Next 75 with weekly demand zone Confluence. Daily demand zone with weekly demand zone Confluence. With all the 3 filters, we did not get any stocks. Let us check the strategy, whether we selected properly or not. Daily demand zone Confluence. We are looking for weekly and daily, weekly and 75 minutes, daily and 75. So perfect, no stocks are available. And also bullish trade setup. Entry time frame 75 minutes. Selected zone, demand zone. Okay. Next we will look into bearish trade setup for weekly income trade. Entry time frame 75 minutes. Entry zone 75 minutes supply zone. Bullish or bearish trade setup at 75 minutes, I am selecting bearish. Zone achievement VOZ, minimum order enhancer score 12. And 75 minutes supply zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count at 75 minutes time frame, minimum value 0, maximum value 0. With these filters, we got 15 stocks. So these 15 stocks are currently supporting bearish trade setup for weekly income trade, and all the entry time frame zones are 75 minute supply zones. All these 75 minute supply zones are entry time frame zones. So total we have 15 75-minute supply zones. Out of these 15 75-minute supply zones, how many are having more high probability to get success? Let us filter based on the zone confluence. Supply zone confluence. First filter is LTF and ITF supply zone confluence. That is nothing but 75 minutes and daily supply zone confluence. So with this filter we got 14 out of 15, we got 14 stocks. In all the 14 stocks, the 75-minute supply zones are overlapped with the daily supply zones. And the daily trend is down in all the stocks, ITF trend. So let us filter based on daily supply zone having daily EMA confluence. So with this filter, the list is come down to 6 stocks. So these 6 75-minute supply zones might be having more high probability because they are overlapped with the daily supply zone and the daily supply zone having daily EMA confluence. Okay, next let us filter based on LTF, ITF and HTF supply zone confluence supported stocks. I am removing this EMA filter. In the supply zone confluence, we should set 3 filters. First filter 75 with daily is already enabled. Next 75 with weekly supply zone confluence, daily supply zone with weekly supply zone confluence. With all the 3 filters, we got 6 stocks. In all the 6 stocks, these 75-minute supply zones are overlapped with daily supply zone. Both together again overlapped with weekly supply zone. And weekly trend is down in 4 stocks. Out of these 4, any weekly supply zones are having weekly EMA confluence, then the overlapped 75-minute supply zones are having more high probability to get success. So let's filter. In the EMA confluence at weekly time frame, I am checking weekly supply zone having weekly EMA confluence. At the same time, trend on the weekly should not be sideways. It should be downtrend because it is bearish trade setup. Bearish. Let's filter. So we got 2 stocks. So these 2 75-minute supply zones are having more high probability to get success. So this is already tested once. And prices are moving towards supply zone. Okay, this is about bearish trade setup for weekly income trade. Next we will look into daily income trade reports. Daily income trade bullish trade setup, entry time frame 15 minutes, entry zone demand zone, bullish or bearish at 15 minutes, I am selecting bullish. Zone achievement VOZ, minimum order enhancer score 12 and 15 minutes demand zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count at 15 minutes time frame, minimum value 0, maximum value 0. With these filters, we got 15 stocks. We got, we got 15 stocks. All these 15 stocks are supporting bullish trade setup for daily income trade. And the entry time frame zones are 15 minutes demand zones. Out of these 15 minutes, out of these 15 minutes demand zones, how many are having more high probability to get success? Let us filter based on the zone confluence. First filter LTF, ITF demand zone confluence. That is nothing but 15 minutes demand zone confluence with 75 minutes demand zone. I enabled the filter. We got 10 stocks. Out of 15, 10 are filtered. In all the 10 stocks, these 15 minutes demand zones are overlapped with all these 15 minutes demand zones overlapped with 75 minutes demand zone. And 75 minutes trend is uptrend in all the stocks. Let us verify how many 75 minutes demand zones are having daily EMA confluence. (75 minutes demand zone with daily EMA confluence). We got two stocks. So these two 75 minutes demand zones are having more high probability to get success. Okay. Next we will look into LTF, ITF, HTF demand zone confluence supported stock. I am removing EMA filter. In the demand zone confluence, 3 filters we have to set. First filter is already enabled, 15 with 75 demand zone confluence. Next 15 minutes with weekly demand zone confluence, 75 minutes demand zone with weekly demand zone confluence with all the 3 filters, LTF, ITF, HTF, demand zone confluence. Some mistake I am making here. Just a minute. These are the wrong filters. Sorry. 15 minutes with 75. Next 15 minutes demand zone with daily demand zone. This is DIT, not WIT. DIT, HTF is daily. So 15 minutes with daily demand zone confluence, 75 minutes demand zone with daily demand zone confluence. So with the 3 filters, LTF, ITF, HTF, demand zone confluence, we got 5 stocks. See here, daily and 75 minutes, daily and 15 minutes, and 75 and 15. Zone confluence. So these 5 stocks are having more high probability, but we should also check with EMA confluence. That is more important. If EMA confluence support is there, they are even more high probability. So out of these 5, we have only one stock is having uptrend. So that stock we need to check. So in EMA confluence at daily time frame, I am checking daily demand zone having daily EMA confluence or not. At the same time, trend on the daily should not be sideways. It should be downtrend because it is bearish trade setup. With these filters, we did not get any stock. Okay, fine. Some mistake I made, sorry. Daily supply zone we have to check, not demand zone. Here I selected demand zone. I am going back, correcting the mistake. Here daily supply zone having daily EMA confluence. Sorry for the mistake. Even now, it is not filtered. Sorry. This is bullish trade setup. Bullish trade setup, daily demand zone only. Oops. Daily demand zone with daily EMA. EMA confluence, daily demand zone with daily EMA confluence. So this is the 15 minutes entry time frame. Entry zone, demand zone. VOZ greater than 12 OE score. Bullish or bearish? 15 minutes time frame, bullish. Perfect. Zone violation. Trend should be uptrend. This is the mistake I made. Because it is bullish trade setup, trend should be uptrend. So I am going back, selecting the trend as uptrend. See how search strategy is helping to find our mistakes? Uptrend. Because it is bullish trade setup. Where we selected here. We selected bullish. And also entry zone is also demand zone. So that's why daily demand zone with daily EMA confluence, and also the trend on the daily should be uptrend. So with these filters, we got one stock. So this is even more high probability to get success. See why I made a mistake. Earlier this stock is already listed with 75 minutes demand zone having daily EMA confluence. 75 is overlapped with daily. When 75 is having daily EMA, obviously daily also mostly should have daily EMA. But this is not filtered. Why it is not filtered? I got a big doubt. Finally identified the mistake we are making. Sometimes in a hurry making mistakes. I'm sorry. So this is bullish trade setup for a daily income trade. Next, bearish trade setup for daily income trade. Entry time frame 15 minutes. Entry zone, supply zone. Now we are selecting supply zone, bearish. And in bullish or bearish at 15 minutes I am selecting bearish. And zone achievement, violated opposing zone. Minimum odd enhancer score 12. And also 15 minute supply zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count, at 15 minutes time frame, minimum value 0, maximum value 0. With these filters, we got 8 stocks. These 8 stocks are supporting bearish trade setup for daily income trade. Okay, out of these 8, we can further filter for, verifying a high probability trade setup supported stocks. So I am going back. First filter, LTF, ITF, supply zone confluence. Bearish trade setup, we have to use supply zone confluence. LTF, ITF, that is 15 minute supply zone with 75 minute supply zone confluence. We got 7 stocks. All 15 minute supply zones, they are all overlapped with daily supply, 75 minute supply zone. That is what. Okay, out of 7, these 7, the trend, the 75 minutes trend is down in all the stocks. So let's further filter based on 75 minute supply zone having daily EMA confluence. So with this filter, we got 2 stocks. These 2 are having more high probability to get success. Okay, this is based on LTF, ITF supply zone confluence and ITF EMA confluence. Next we will look into LTF, ITF and HTF supply zone confluence. Removing EMA filter. In the supply zone confluence, 3 filters we have to set. First filter is already enabled. Next 15 minutes with daily supply zone confluence, 75 minute supply zone with daily supply zone confluence. With all the 3 filters, we got 4 stocks. So in these 4 stocks, the daily supply zones are, these 15 minute supply zones are overlapped with 75 minute supply zone. Both together again overlapped with daily supply zone. But daily trend is down in 2 stocks. Let us verify in these 2 stocks if any daily supply zone having daily EMA confluence. They are high probability trade setup supported stocks. Daily supply zone having daily EMA confluence. Because it is bearish trade setup, trend on the daily should be downtrend. So 1 stock is filtered. So this 15 minute supply zone having more high probability to get success compared to the others. This is how we can understand it. So this is a daily income trade. And next we will look into hourly income trade supported stocks. Hourly income trade entry time frame 5 minutes, entry zone, demand zone, bullish or bearish trade setup at 5 minutes. I am selecting bullish. And the 5 minutes zone confluence, demand zone confluence should be VOZ, and also 5 minutes minimum odd enhancer score. 5 minutes demand zone minimum odd enhancer score should be 12. And also 5 minutes demand zone should not be pierced. So in the P-Arst count at 5 minutes time frame, minimum value 0, maximum value 0. With these filters, we got 20 stocks. First 15 stocks in the list, first 16 stocks. Scrolling the list down. So total 20. So in all the 20 stocks, entry time frame zones are 5 minutes demand zones. Out of these 20, let us verify how many 5 minutes demand zones are having IT of demand zone confluence. That is 5 minutes and 15 minutes demand zone confluence. So with this filter, we got 12 stocks. Let us check out of these 12. How many are having IT of confluence? EMA confluence. I'm going back. In the EMA confluence, at a daily time frame, I'm checking daily demand zone having daily EMA confluence. Sorry. 15 minutes demand zone with daily, because 5 minutes is overlapped with 15 minutes. So we have to check how many 15 minutes demand zones are having daily EMA confluence. So we got one stock. This 5 minutes demand zone might be having more high probability compared to the other stocks. Next, we will look into LTF, ITF and HTF demand zone confluence supported stocks. In the demand zone confluence, 3 filters we have to set. This is the first 5 minutes and 15 minutes. Next 5 minutes with the 75 minutes demand zone confluence. 15 minutes demand zone, 15 minutes demand zone with 75 minutes demand zone confluence. With all the 3 filters, LTF, ITF, HTF demand zone confluence, we got 6 stocks. Five minutes demand zone overlapped with 15, both together overlapped with 75 minutes demand zone. And 75 minutes trend is up in 4 stocks. Let's verify how many 75 minutes demand zones are having daily EMA confluence. At the same time, trend on the 75 minutes should not be sideways. It should be uptrend, bullish trade setup. So 2 stocks are filtered. So these 2 5 minutes demand zones might be having more high probability to get success compared to the others. So this is bullish trade setup for hourly income trade. Next, bearish trade setup for hourly income trade. Entry time frame 5 minutes, entry zone, supply zone. In bullish or bearish trade setup at 5 minutes, I am selecting bearish. Zone achievement VOZ, minimum odd enhancer score 12, and also 5 minute supply zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count, 5 minutes time frame, minimum value 0, maximum value 0. We got only one stock supporting bearish trade setup for hourly income trade. Let us verify this stock is having ITF confluence. That is 5 minute supply zone with 15 minute supply zone confluence. Yes, it is part of the 15 minutes and 15 minutes trend is down. Let us verify if any 15 minute supply zone having daily EMA confluence. (15-minute supply zone with daily EMA confluence). So it is not having. Removing EMA filter, I am checking whether that 5 minute supply zone is having HTF confluence. So already 5 minutes with 15 minutes supply zone confluence enabled. Next 5 minutes supply zone with 75 minutes supply zone confluence. 15 minutes supply zone with 75 minutes supply zone confluence. With all the three filters, it is having HTF confluence. That means this 5 minute supply zone overlapped with 15 minute supply zone. Both together overlapped with 75 minute supply zone. But 75 minutes trend is sideways. So checking EMA confluence does not give any advantage. So this is about bearish trade setup for hourly income trade. And final report, let us generate stop buffers based on daily ATR. First 17 in this list are indices, remaining all are equity stocks. Scrolling the list down, whichever the stock you want to refer, there pause the video. So this is the end of the report. Hope this information will be useful to you for your further study and analysis. Let's all meet again in our next video. Thank you.